The best scenes from Savior. Teaser. Interior compound. Night. A dozen sleeping bags line the wall, barely moonlit through the window. A body inside one bolts upright. David Wilson, 30, gets up. With his afro and white pajamas, he looks like Jimi Hendrix if he'd lived and taken up kung fu. Title over. California, 1975. David moves silently down the hall past lockers. This used to be a school. He enters a room filled with sleeping bags. He touches one, gently, and the woman inside sits up. Alabama Kincaid, 22, a dirty blonde debutante who's long since given up her pearls.
David?
We leave tonight.
Muffled laughter from within the other sleeping bags. 6 blonde women in white pajamas, teens and 20s, sit up with twisted smiles, but no smile is crueler than Alabama's.
You know what? I changed my mind.
She hands David a tarot card that says, The Hanged Man. The card shows a man hanging upside down from a tree, one leg bent, his hand bound.
The Hanged Man? This is mine?
She nods.
The betrayer.
Someone turns on the lights. Leonard Poach, 50s, bearded, shirtless, slick back long hair. Crowding the doorway behind him are 7 blonde men in white pajamas, 20s. 2 of them step toward David with a rope.
That's a real bad card.
Alabama stands up. David starts to rise, and 3 of the blonde men pin him to the floor. She looks down at him.
The whole time you were watching me, David, I was watching you. I know about the fence, about your sister, about your wife.
David looks truly scared for the first time.
I don't have a wife.
Alabama laughs.
I wonder who will come for you first.
Poach turns out the lights. End teaser. Act 1. Interior, Oakland Cafe. Day. Kate Wilson, 30, pale, brown hair, army jacket, walks into a dimly lit hangout decorated with images of revolution. Portraits of Malcolm X, Che Guevara, and Angela Davis line the walls. Kate's is the only white face in the cafe. Yvonne Wilson, 35, scholarly, intense, sits at a corner table. She rises to meet Kate and they hug briefly.
Anything?
You don't think I would have called?
They sit. Kate raises an eyebrow.
I would have called. You're his lady.
Wife. Your sister-in-law. Remember?
If only the courts agreed.
If only my parents weren't so scared to see my name in the press.
Getting hitched to a Black Panther.
Ex-Panther.
Thanks to you.
I didn't ask them to kick him out.
Yvonne smiles.
Let's call you the catalyst.
Kate doesn't argue.
Shouldn't have made that deal. To wait to make it legal till they paid for my school.
We all make compromises, especially with our parents.
How's your mom?
Good days and bad. More bad.
Have you told her David's missing?
Yvonne shakes her head.
It's the first time I've been grateful for Alzheimer's.
Kate looks down.
You should order something.
They aren't going to kick you out for sitting. This isn't Nob Hill.
Kate looks around the room, relaxes.
How's law?
Still crazy people. One of my clients told me her man quit being Christian so he wouldn't go to hell.
Why would he go to hell?
Says he dropped babies from helicopters in Vietnam.
Jesus.
Yeah. He brought a gun to court, too. Made it easier to get her that restraining order.
So that worked out.
Not as well as having decent mental health or veteran services, but yeah.
Can you get by without the money from David?
For now. How's school?
Honestly, I love it. I'm not my advisor, but I love the tribes we study in Nigeria. I feel like I finally understand them.
Yvonne takes a deep breath, smiling tightly.
So, what do we know about this girl David tried to save?
Everything he told you before he left. Alabama Kincaid, 22. Got in trouble at home, came west, joined up with this guy Poach. Her parents offered David $10,000 to get her back.
Twice what my parents paid him to save me.
Yvonne laughs.
No offense, Kate, but she's a higher class of spoiled white girl. You've been a little mouthy since you went to that school.
Kate laughs too.
Your brother never thought so.
This should have been the same basic-ass extraction he's done a dozen times.
Since my basic ass extraction?
Well, you do have a basic ass, but I'm sure you have good qualities.
Kate smirks.
You called the Humboldt pigs?
Yvonne throws her head back and laughs.
Pigs? Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine Wilson, voice of the revolution. But yes, they were pigs. Useless.
I'll talk to them in person.
Well, don't tell them you're his wife. They won't like that.
No one does.
Yvonne shakes her head.
He infiltrated the group at Humboldt State, right? I'm gonna go there too. Maybe they'll let me in.
Yvonne winces.
I don't think that's the best idea, Kate. I know you're into the Bobby Kennedy down with the people thing, but how do I say this?
I am a sheltered, naive, rich-ass white girl.
Yvonne shrugs. Exactly.
That's why I'm a cult leader's dream.
Exterior, Oakland Street, day. Kate walks out of the coffee shop and onto the streets of the poor but proud African-American neighborhood. She walks past a storefront church and a credit union until a Mercedes pulls up alongside her. The driver powers down the passenger window. He's Bob Lamberson, 65, tired.
Get in.
She walks as he drives alongside her.
You're following me now?
I followed you to the ghetto because it's the last place your mother would catch us.
She looks around, hopes no one's heard him call it the ghetto. She gets in. Interior/exterior, Bob's car, continuous, driving. Bob's skin and hair are almost the same color of gray. The car's built-in ashtray is almost full.
I heard about David from Bismarck. I'm sorry.
Bismarck? You've got my professor spying for you?
Bob lights a cigarette.
He's practically family, Kate. You owe him.